Your spirit. There's some Puritans who are going to start to leave here because while they respect what it is I'm about to do, they are disappointed that anyone should have to, so to speak. Uh, this is because you don't understand the Puritans. You mistake them for prudes. It is simply a lot of people's belief that certain spaces should be, is it sacrosanct? Is that the word? Should be preserved. The library, the playground, the dining room table, certain places, your predilections are off limits. Okay? We are entitled to our vices. And when you're talking about grandma and grandpa, they understood indiscretions. They were trying to build something long term, right? A legacy. You cannot build a legacy if you're going to leave every time she cries or he looks at somebody. And the truth of the matter is, if you can start out in the beginning, talking through when she cries and when he looks, you never get to the point where they cheat or she leaves. When we hold all those things inside and we don't discuss with our person, right? What it is that we need them to keep sacred between us. That's why I say discretion is crucial. That's why the United States government does federal background checks. They ask you all these questions because then they want to know whom it is that you are sleeping with and then whom you are closest to. Because these are the people that you will otherwise pillow talk to. So if your spouse, your children, and your nuclear family cannot pass a federal background check, 9 times out of 12, neither can you. Now I want you to look at our current leadership and what's happening. Have you all vetted those background checks the first time? Remember, y'all pushed a bunch of stuff through, whatever you did back then. This is how they got into the federal government. It was the last thing that was needed for a group of people to go ahead and set off World War III because they are a part of what they call the axis of evil. If you would remove any type of religion from, it. Okay, so here we are today, and the president, along with his crony Anton Daniels, along with their homie Regina Romero, whom I swear is a Cuban, and this is a revolution. This is Red Dawn, and y'all are being put on. You are a border city. You need to turn your back on Regina Romero and look at your border. You need to close your border as of tomorrow, period. March 31st, close of business. That's 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We don't change, so everybody else needs to get in line. After that, Tucson's borders are closed. Anyone else in alignment with the city of Tucson needs to get on board and do the exact same thing. We are at war, ladies and gentlemen. Our infrastructure. There ain't nothing you can do about who is in office. There's nothing you can do about your devices being hacked. There is nothing you can do about the country being attacked. What you can do is turn your ass around and make sure that your neighbor is actually an American citizen here for the betterment of you and your family, community, the whole kit and caboodle. Otherwise, you need to point them out. Hey, government, this one over here ain't for the country. God, country, the people. That's America's holy mother trinity. You understand? Money don't mean nothing. So I don't want to hear it. There are plenty of food banks turning them damn cars. Take a voluntary repossession, you'll be all right. It'll do better on your credit than an actual repossession, followed by a bankruptcy, followed by an eviction notice. You dig? Anybody who has a car and is supposed to pay it off, pay it off. Stop paying your rent and go live in it. Now your stuff belongs to you. Pick you up one home, you put them in that car with you. You going over to the nearest church and be like, look at here, we'll patrol your property from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. if you'll allow us to sleep in the alternate 12 hours and leave our things behind. Y'all better get in line. Be the first to be prepared for whatever's next out here and be able to show and help these other cities and countries, states to be able to do it. Y'all been making it through it this far, listening to me without actually telling me you're listening to me. I don't get the ish. However, co-opting what it is that I'm saying and then and doing what you want with it, how's that working out for you? I hear there were attacks. There were counter protesters, and then there were people who were actually assaulted at this last round of No Kings protest. Right? Why do you think I'm not involved in that? Oh, hold on. My battery is low. It was anyway. It's just oh, there we go. I wanted to get this over. Um, so discretion is crucial. You see, we're gonna get right down to the meat of it. Martin Luther King said, "I led my people into a burning building." Malcolm X said, "Do not invite liberal white women in." I said, "Sit out of protests." Period. Rather than a sit in, we are going to have a sit out. Black Americans have been sitting out of all of it since at least 2020, along with me, if not 2017. When I first started saying something over on Twitter, which is why Elon Musk bought it. Once they became ultra conservative, I left. They have been basically copying me ever since. They recently found out that I am a genius. Not that they didn't know. It's just that I was able to show and prove on my own my brilliance. Because this Safe America project, Safe City shit, is actually my creation. They stole it, ran away with it, and you see how they terrorize the nation. And then they want to hang that noose around my neck. You got me all the way turned up. This is what's known as up and stuck, ladies and gentlemen. Regina Romero has been given plenty of opportunity to tell you, the president, and everybody else that she, along with a bunch of homeless women, men, stole my ish. It all goes back to the Gospel Rescue Mission here in the city of Tucson, Sister Jose's, Old Pueblo Community Services, and the city government of both the city of Tucson and the city of South Tucson by way of Brian Flagg. Now I put names on it. That's what I saw with my naked eye. Ask me what I know from the ones who was pillow talking about y'all. Now you go and run my business and see if the ones that I was keeping time with are gonna pillow talk about me. And if it don't match what you done already seen, does it? Transparency. That's where your president got it wrong. He tried to be transparently racist and it shot him in the tail. I am transparently unbiased. I am not callous. I do care. I'll tell you, I care. You see, I cared when it was Tamar Rice. I cared when it was my best friend Ernest. I cared it when it was Orlando Castile, Michael Brown, when it was the young men and women at the North Carolina School of Science and Math, Elizabeth City State University, in the United States military. I cared when we managed to get a young man by the name of Prince all the way back from deployment, only to have him die by driving up an off ramp and get hit by a semi because he had gotten drunk at a ball. So, those of you out there who think that I'm callous, I want you to tell me why I would invest my emotional currency in you rather than them, which I've already done. So, do I owe you tears? Do I owe you feelings? Do I owe you all warm and fuzzy? Or someone who's intended to be your president? Is it not my job to show you what it's like to stand up and fight, even when it pains you inside? Do you believe that because Donald Trump leaves office, Iran will decide they don't want to fight with America anymore? After all that our soldiers have done, there are only two options. That because I speak the language of the Muslim, we can have a peace agreement, or we get to kill it. Bitch. All of them. Leave no wolf alive. Because if you do, they will build a new tribe to come back and terrorize you. And that's just the truth. We get to stop being these warm and fuzzy warriors. Do that shit on your downtime, discreetly. So I ain't got to hear about it, reprimand you for it, and I won't have my best soldier on the battlefield. And then there's the spiritual warfare. There's a lot of war fighters right now who have been told that they were made for war. Excuse me. There is an absolutely adorable little bitty baby. She's got to be about two. Still got that whole head first run going. Just run to the library. We want her to be able to do that as long as she can, innocent, all across the galaxy. Which is why we had to put aside our very, very small differences and stop warring. So if we have to bomb one country out of existence in order to get everybody else into alignment, that's what that is. Fuck your feelings. Fix my galaxy. Period. Otherwise, your children won't live to see it. And that's unfortunate because they've earned it. Your children put aside their differences long enough to play video games and all of that, come out into the real world after COVID and become somebody. Not just mine. There are other young men and women out here graduated in 2019 up and through these last few years. They've managed to find a way, open the door for them, create some pathways. I would tell you how to, but not until Regina Romero comes up off my intellectual property. I got a whole piece y'all don't even know anything about. It'll save the entire country, if not the globe. Again, here's the question. What real punishment do you know of for plagiarism? And then to steal not only one thing, but a city management project that was a part of my personal memory. What should be the punishment? What's the value of that? What's the damages? And what should be the overall reparation? A lot of restitution made to me. This is punitive damages is what I'm seeking. They intended to punish me. They need to be punished accordingly.